Hello, everybody.
All right, who's here on Albert Bishop?
There you go.
Are y'all ready to proceed?
We are ready.
Court is calling 2024 CR 1174, State of Texas versus Albert A. Bishop. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Jason Garrett,
Defense?
David Quayle for Mr. Bishop.
All right, and are you Mr. Bishop?
Ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Albert A. Bishop who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 1174 for the offense of stalking on March 28, 2024 for a period of 7 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, your violating condition for Carroll County, Texas, Defendant Albert A. Bishop. The defendant failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2024 in violation condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Waive remaining violated conditions.
Any objections to the state's waiver?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
So,
Well, I mean, it's
yes,
not, I believe so.
yes, ma'am.
All right. So here's the thing. You may think you have an agreement with the state, but this motion to revoke is a contract with the court. So whatever you've agreed to with the state, I don't have to follow that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I told myself to
No.
make the court.
Listen to me. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
What else choice do I have?
These are choices you need to make. So knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
What?
If you would like, we could have a contested hearing. And what would end up happening is the state presumably would call witnesses. They would probably call the probation officer to say that you did not report. And then I would make a decision on whether or not that probation officer is telling the truth or not. If I find that they're telling the truth, then I would find the violation true. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So knowing all of that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Are you telling me you're trying to give me the whole 10 years?
What I'm telling you is
Yes, ma'am.
that you have a choice to make.
I just want to get this over with. I don't really.
Right, do you wish to plead true to violation
Yes,
of
ma'am.
condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
There is.
Yes.
That agreement is to adjudicate guilt, revoke the individual office of police supervision, and to sentence him 3 years in sexual department.
All right, is that the proposed agreement?
It's the proposed agreement, Your Honor. It is.
All right, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Albert Anthony Bishop.
All right, why are you not reporting?
I didn't get the date. I'm homeless. I don't have really no excuses. I just didn't want to take the probation to begin with. I was going to take the time, really.
Okay, here's the thing. That ship has sailed.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's not talk about ships that have sailed because guess what? They're not at the port. You can't catch it.
Well, I'm not going to disrespect. I have no.
All right,
excuse.
so
I
we
have
have
no
no-
excuses to give you, ma'am.
All right, so there are no excuses for your not
gonna
reporting.
I'm not going to disrespect you by giving you no excuse.
I appreciate that. All right, the court is going to find violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with McDonald's. So McDonald's is going to be off your list of eateries. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's to be no contact with Trisha, Trisha Robles. Anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal.
That's right.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you need to make different decisions. Otherwise, guess what? As I told the last gentleman, Texas will find a prison that will accommodate you.
I heard you loud and clear.
All right, good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
We are going to go on the record in State of Kansas versus Gage Williams Small. It is 2022 CR 000491. The state appears by and through Ms. Norris. Mr. Small is at the courthouse. Thank you for appearing, Mr. Small. We had to convert these hearings today. Mr. Watts is appearing separately at his office. Back in April, there was orders made for intensive outpatient and some other things. And there must have been a new warrant that was issued after that in July, where it alleged, well, it looks like he did a 2-day dip off of that. What, Miss Ashenfelter, why don't you tell me where we're at on this case?
Your Honor, we were back before you, April 2024, for some violations. He did a 2-day jail sanction from that. Since then, he's done a 2-day jail sanction for me. Now we just have the current warrant. And I believe that's all.
Okay,
The current warrant, looks like it was, that you signed it on, June 4th. And he was arrested June 12th on it.
all right, I'm looking at it now. It looks like it's for not getting an employment, positive for fentanyl. I'm not sure if he did further testing, but perhaps trying to alter his UAs and discharge from Holland Pathways and no mental health evaluation. So he's not really made the progress that we thought he was going to make back on the 19th when this was all ordered. Mr. Watts?
Your Honor, I've had a chance to speak with Mr. Small. He would stipulate as to number one, that he has not obtained suitable employment, at least as of the date of this warrant to show cause on the 3rd of June. He is now working at KFC. He would also acknowledge that he provided a positive oral sample test on number two. He would acknowledge that his urine samples were not consistent with human urine, was discharged with Holland Pathways outpatient for being non-compliant, and would acknowledge that he has not completed a mental health evaluation. He would waive hearing on that matter and stipulate to those violations.
Is that correct, Mr. Small?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I find that you further violated your probation and what we set out for you to do, certainly back on April the 19th. And we'll ask for recommendations from the state.
Your Honor, defendant has had basically 2 dips so far, one that the court gave him back in April, and then another that his probation officer gave him in early June. He was originally placed on probation in December for 18 months. So I don't believe that the court would need to do an extension, but I do believe, based on the violations, that a sanction is certainly appropriate based on his violations, and would ask the court to give him 60 days in the county jail, and then he report to community corrections and continue his probation. Believe that based on his positive drug test, that a drug alcohol evaluation and treatment would be appropriate and ask the court to make that a condition of his probation going forward. And the court will need to address additional attorney's fees and the bid's application fee as Mr. Watts is appointed.
Miss Ashenfelter, how much time does he have left on his Senate bill treatment? I mean, this is a 2022 case. I don't think he was convicted until.
Your Honor, he wasn't sentenced until December of 2023.
Okay.
And I don't know that this is a Senate bill case.
It is not a Senate bill case, Your Honor.
What?
It's not a Senate bill case.
Oh, it was a border box.
Your Honor, he was an I, and it's a distribution or possession with intent to distribute.
It also looks like he didn't qualify because of his SASE score, I believe, if I'm looking at the right paperwork.
Okay, whatever. He should have been Senate bill. I mean, that's what Senate bill's all about. They've expanded. I don't know why it didn't include him. So he's happened to pay for this treatment, or are you finding funds for him, or what's the deal? Because he's attempted a number of things.
Well, Your Honor, he has insurance, and then everything else has been state funded.
He has insurance such as CanCare or Medicaid or what?
I don't know the specifics. I believe it's through his parents.
All right, Mr. Watts.
Your Honor, frankly, I would join the state's recommendation. I think somewhere in the 30-day range rather than the 60-day range is sufficient. This young man has not had, over the course of this case, a significant stint in the county jail. He's served a couple of days here and there for dips, but he's not had a long-term stay. To be perfectly honest, I think a long-term stay might do him some good, although I think a 30-day stint would be sufficient rather than a 60-day stint.
Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with you, Mr. Small. Your case was very odd to begin with. It was somehow you manufactured a way to get ketamine delivered, which was a drug that was not even in popular use, at least in Butler County at the time. Now it's more readily being used, but meanwhile, and you had 150 grams and you were a border box with no criminal history, which is also odd, but no criminal history. But you or your family paid a lot of money for a privately retained attorney that represented you, that argued that this was just a aberration, meaning that it was a one-time fluke thing with you. And then I put you on probation and it's been nothing but failures. And now you're testing positive for fentanyl. So I do not understand what is going on with you. You're what, maybe another year older, maybe 22 going on 23.
I'm 23, Your Honor.
Is there anything you want to say? Because I'm inclined to send you to prison. That's where I'm at with you. That's the impression I'm ready to make with you. Because I just think that you have no intention of getting drugs out of your life or out of your system.
I understand the frustration. I do. Since I got this job, like I've been doing better. You know, I still had to slip up, but I know I need to get back into treatment. I need to do the bit. Once whatever happens after this, like I've made it a personal goal to try and get sober and do the bit, not just for like my family around me, but for myself too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get honest with people. If you can't do it, if you don't want to do it, it's better to just be done with it and take care of your sentence now rather than later, because the way you're going to end up in prison anyway at some point. And I don't want that to happen to you, but I don't want to keep dragging you or us or anybody else through this if it's pointless, because you're not that invested in it or awakened by the fact that you're on probation subject to going to prison. Which KFC are you working at?
The one here in town in El Dorado, Kansas.
Okay. Well, I hope you can get work release, because you could walk there or ride a bike to and from. It's not that far. It's not that close, but it's not that far for a young person either. So I hope you can keep your job, because that's the one thing that you figured out how to do, I guess, in the last 4 months. Which I'm glad, but I don't think your KFC job is going to rescue you. It's going to take more than that to dawn on you that this is real and that it's serious. And the drugs you are using are life-threatening anyway. So you're playing with fire. So I just don't understand why you haven't realized that you got an opportunity to clear all this up and clean it up and get on the right track back when you entered the plea and had private counsel and got probation. But all right, I'm going to order you into custody for 60 days with work release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm hoping you can figure out how to accomplish that, but I don't know. And then I'm going to reinstate. I thought Holland Pathways was a very good treatment program. It's touted as one of those better, nicer, private treatment programs. What was wrong with that program?
Nothing was wrong with the program. I have a bad habit of self-sabotaging, and like I don't know.
It wasn't enough fun for you, or I don't know. I hope you can figure it out. I hope that when you're not at work, you're in jail, looking up at the ceiling and contemplating what's driving you, what's motivating you, what's behind this, what's going to change. Okay? And I really do. I hope that you can get this figured out and get it turned around and get it behind you. Okay? So, I don't think that you have a lot of credit. I think you have like 3 days or something on your sentence. Now when you get done, you'll have 63 days. But you still have the rest of that sentence hanging over your head. All right?
All right.
All right. Anything further today?
Your Honor, attorney and bids fees.
I'm going to waive. I'm sure he's not making much more than $10 or $12 an hour. How much are you making at KFC?
$10 an hour.
Okay. All right. We are adjourned.
Yeah, thing is obviously only with this is wrong.
Yeah. We just need to fix it.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.